What up? This your boy DoBoy.
And I am Patrick Cloud.
And you are rocking with another installment of The Internet is Undefeated. Whack song, go.
The internet, undefeated. The internet is undefeated, is undefeated. It cannot be undefeated. That shit cannot be defeated. What was this
I was trying
beat?
to help you. and figure
trap,
it out.
Trap Christmas?
Yeah, I used to play drums.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was pretty bad on both of our parts.
No, that was actually less bad than the other two ones. How are you feeling today, Patrice?
I'm feeling all right. I'm still waking up, but it's a good day.
You
How
look
about you?
You look like you just woke up. Like
Okay.
From a cat nap.
I feel like I always look like I just
You
woke
do
up.
have that just, you good? Like, see you be like, you want some water?
It's not that. I just like being comfortable. We were just talking about this the other day. Every time I wear jeans, at least four
You
people
look
that
a
day.
mess.
It's not a mess. People be like, "Oh, what you got going today?"
Must have a big interview or something. You never wear jeans, and it's it makes me uncomfortable.
I'm not even wearing jeans now, and you're
Yeah.
still like debating whether or not
You have a handkerchief on your neck.
Yeah, it's pretty fly, right?
No, it is not. You're like a Boy Scout leader.
Well, the internet likes it. Anyways, we're gonna be going down the timeline talking about some stuff that bubbled up this
Stuff
week.
been bubbling up on the radar.
Stuff been bubbling up. So
Bubbles.
speaking of bubbles, I don't know
Yeah.
why this is speaking of
Yeah, I
bubbles
don't know
because
how
she got a bubble.
Okay.
Cardi B.
Oh, she's a married woman. Relax. But yes,
They're going
I would
through
say.
some stuff. I
Yeah,
can say that.
got you.
So Cardi B is randomly a hot political topic right now.
How is Cardi B a political topic?
Here's my theory. Okay, so if you don't know what happened, recently Cardi B did a rant, and this is just like her normal rants. Like she's been doing rants from before she was popping.
That's kind of like her thing.
Yeah. So if you don't know, we are in the biggest government lockdown of history.
Right.
Like it's really ridiculous at this point.
I need to watch CNN more because I don't really know what the hell is going on with it.
So the government is at a standstill because the Republicans and the Democrats won't come to an agreement about this wall that's being built.
Right.
So that means that the government is technically shut down, which means that there are people in, our teachers, all these government workers, the TSA.
Prison workers.
Everybody's not getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's shitty. Like, ain't nobody in TSA trying to be filling people up for free.
As if the airport experience was not egregious enough.
Right. They're not being paid.
Yeah.
So they going through it. So Cardi, in true Cardi,
Very
manner,
true Cardi fashion.
did just a real ass rant, and it was basically like, "Yo, this shit is fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all not paying these people. A lot of you guys don't care because you're not in this situation, but this is scary. I'm scared for my country. This is fucked up, right?"
Right.
So my
Just
theory,
having a regular Cardi moment.
yes, my theory is that this blew up because Cardi is just so good at speaking facts, what people are thinking, and
shoots from the
politicians can't do that really.
They can't.
They have to like tiptoe around the point and use all this weird
Think
language.
about it. That's
and
where the
stuff like
term
that.
politically correct comes from.
Oh, that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
If you're a politician, you can't you can't slip up at all. You know how many of them want to say this shit is fucked up? And
This
they
bum
can't.
ass nigga with this toupee trying to build a goof ass wall.
So Cardi B did exactly that, and she literally had Democratic politicians tweeting each other, like grown white men that were like, "Yo,
Really?
I'm about to retweet that Cardi B video, but I'm not sure. Are you gonna do it? I'll do it if you do it." Like they were talking to each other on Twitter, like, "Yo,
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that. I thought it was
Because
just like ratchets.
Cardi B, she speaks what we're all thinking, and obviously here come the conservative white women, Tommy Lauren, and all these women.
What did she say? So what did Tommy Lauren say?
So they were all attacking her like, "Oh, I guess Cardi B is the political voice now. I guess she's the person we should be, like looking down on her because she's a
Right,
rapper.
'cause
used
she's
to be a
Cardi
stripper."
B.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they got into this back and forth. She told Tommy Lauren that she would dog walk her. She basically said, "I'll
Nigga,
beat your ass, bitch," and had politicians looking up dog walk on Urban Dictionary because they didn't know what it
like
meant.
she's gonna walk my cocker spaniel? No, she's gonna beat your ass. That's just funny if you talk about I dog want you. Oh well, get Scruffle. Scruffle. She wants to. I don't know what this has to do with our disagreement. But
And now
here is
people are
Scruffle.
coming for her twerk video saying that it's harmful to the Me Too movement.
What?
Yes, and all the women are like,
How is
"There's
it
not a
harmful to
man
the
in
Me
this
Too
video,"
movement?
because they're just twerking and stuff. But it's like, y'all can't shake a little something.
Drop it like it's a little warm.
Y'all can't twerk a little.
No,
something?
this is
Look
what
back at it.
this is what just sparked in my mind, and when I say this initially, you're gonna look at me like I've lost my mind. I understand that you will.
Okay.
But once you let it breathe into your system for a second, you're gonna say, you know what, DoBoy, you might have something there.
Okay.
I could realistically see Cardi B running for president.
Okay.
Listen to why. Listen to why. Listen to why. Donald Trump, 10 years ago, if I would have told you he's going to run for president, what would you have said?
Heck no. But,
Okay, but
I'm speaking from a logical point of view.
right. But that's what I'm saying. So the fact that Donald Trump is our president, Cardi B, I'm not saying she'll win. I'm saying she can legitimately
I don't think
run.
she could legitimately run in
Who
here.
would have thought Donald Trump could?
Well, at the end of the day, we hate Donald Trump, and that was stupid because we're like, it's Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, he's a rich white man. Like, it's not that far-fetched.
But does he have any skills in politics?
No, but,
He's just popular.
bro, honestly, in this country, a white man with money, with no knowledge of or skill in politics, has a way better chance than a black man or woman or just a minority who is overqualified.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
People were saying that if Obama wasn't as perfect as he was, we would have never had a black dude up in the president. And he still got shit for that.
Yeah.
They were like, he wore a tan suit. So
you couldn't see that? You don't see politics in Cardi B's future?
middle America. Okay. The white, the people who vote mostly like for their president would never. What's her campaign look like? Put me in the Oval Office. I'm gonna do you right. Ow, hey, like nigga. What middle-aged white person would ever vote for that? Ever, even if all her policies were on point.
But see, this is the thing, and this is I don't want to turn this into a political podcast, but this is the thing that I don't understand. No one, I don't know a person that will say with a straight face, I support Donald Trump as our president. I endorsed him. I voted for him.
Yeah, well, think about who you are.
I get it.
That's just me too. Like, I don't hang around a lot of people who just openly say I'm a Trump supporter.
Right. So, but then I think of it like, well, then how the fuck is he the president? Because
There's a lot of people outside of LA. Man.
Correct me if I'm wrong. White people in America are the minority at this point. Correct?
I guess in numbers, but not in mentality.
So who are all these people that are support? If I don't know a person of color or a minority to support him, how the fuck did he win? The niggas don't vote?
You still think that we're in charge of who becomes the president, huh?
Then why are we voting?
I'm not going to endorse that on camera. I'm just saying that there have been countless times where, like, let's say, okay, there's 4 people in the room right now. 3 of us can vote for one person, and then when it comes down to that person being the president, the electoral college is like, we appreciate the suggestion.
It is. I need to know more about politics.
We're kicking
I
this
guess
guy.
that's just one of the most just mind-boggling things. Like, I've seen presidents get hate before, but I've never seen a president as unanimously hated as Donald Trump. And I'm just like, all right, I get that, but then how the fuck? I guess it's just how the game is
on
set up.
The other side of that coin, it was just announced that I might be saying this wrong. Kamala Harris, one of our senators, is running for president in 2020.
She's a woman.
Black woman.
Black woman. Now, with what you just said, do you feel like she has no shot because she's a black woman?
Sadly,
respectfully speaking.
If you
so not if she's qualified or not, we're taking that out of it. But just with the state of America, do you think she has a shot?
I don't want to be ignorant enough to say I'm just going to vote for her because she's a black woman.
I will. Let me be the first nigga to say that. I will.
I want to say
I don't give a fuck. They be like, well, what are her terms? I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna look at those too. I'm definitely gonna look at those too. But I'm all here for it. I mean, we can't be that blind because she could get into office and be like, all right, new world order. And we're like, but you're a black woman. There's been evil black women.
Lock these niggas up, ma'am.
But I'm really excited about this. But, obviously.
Because that's a black woman. You're a black woman.
Shut up.
Know now
Shut
that your dreams
mouth.
can be realized.
I said shut your mouth. I would just say if you're a black person running in politics, you have it rough. If you're a woman running in politics, even if you're a white woman, you have it rough.
Yeah, because Hillary got I feel like we loved Hillary until she was running, then nobody liked her.
I don't really have a stance on Hillary or not, but shout out to Kamala Harris though. I hope she wins. I hope she's good and she wins.
And shout out to Cardi B. I want to endorse Cardi for president. I want to start making that a trending thing.
It's a good pipe dream.
We didn't think that she would be the biggest rapper in the game right now, but she is.
And she is.
Shout out to Cardi.
Shout out to Cardi.
That's hilarious, though. She said she'll dog while people, they was looking up what the fuck it meant.
All right, so what is that? What is this exactly?
What does this mean, Mrs. Cardi?
All right, so next on the timeline, and this one is actually pretty hilarious.
Okay.
Adrien Broner had a fight with Manny Pacquiao.
This nigga here.
So if you don't know who he is, Adrien Broner. I call him Lil Floyd.
No, you don't call him Little Floyd.
Well, just because of
the boisterous, not because it's not on them hands.
Yeah, I was just about to say maybe he don't deserve that.
Call nigga Lil Sam Judah or something. He's something different.
Adrien Broner is a very, very, very
loud personality.
Loud personality. He's a boxer. Mm-hmm. People compare him to Floyd a lot just because because of his mouth, he's really just like flamboyant. I'll beat anybody. I'm the
pretty.
greatest.
I'm brushing his hair in the middle of the ring. Like
he walked out to the ring with G Herbo or something like that.
G Herbo cannot catch that beat. I'm like, nigga, is this Blueface, brother? Like, catch the beat, rappers. Can we get rappers to catch the beat? I feel like some of these rappers just start rapping and the beat don't even be on yet. They just fix it in post.
Hey, no Blueface slander up in here.
I love Blueface, but you don't really be catching that beat.
But yes, Adrien Broner got them hands put on him by Manny Pacquiao.
Got his ass.
Pac-Man.
Yes. He got beat up so bad he didn't even understand that he was in the same fight. Like
he didn't even remember the fight.
Bruh. And this is how I knew it. He was looking at the clock in the middle of the fight. You in a fight, look at that man.
He wasn't even looking at the clock. He was looking at his watch. It's like, why'd you have a watch in a boxing match?
Bruh. Then he just instantly, so just to put a button on it, he talked a bunch of shit, said he was going to beat Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao, 40 years old.
How old is Adrien?
Like 32.
Okay.
And he went out there and just got his ass beat thoroughly and then was still talking shit.
And then the post-game interview or the post-match interview is my favorite. I have it queued up right here. He's coming out a reporter because the reporter, I love the reporter because he basically laid the facts out. He was just like, all right, so you threw 200 punches. You landed about 20 of them. Do you really believe in your heart? He said, in your heart of hearts. Do you believe that you won this fight? And this is what he had to say.
You landed 50 punches in the fight. You only threw 200 and something punches. We talked about that you don't let your hands go. You didn't in this fight. You landed one punch in the 12th round. I wonder if you really believe in your heart. You actually won the fight.
Yeah, hell yeah, I believe I won the fight. Shit, that's just like when you believe that you want cheese on that burger.
What the
You know what you looking for.
Oh my God.
It's just like.
But see, actually, I dug a little bit.
It's just like.
Niggas always want to be fucking comedians. I was actually able to do a little bit more further research and research. Yes, and I got one of those interviews as well, and I got one of the Lost interviews. Real funny dude on the internet by the name of John Hunt 2743 was able to bless us with the Lost footage of what he really was trying to say and how he sounded in the fight. So here it goes. Hold on a second. I've listened to this like a million times. Here we go.
Everybody out there know I beat it. Control the fight. He was missing. I hit him clean no time. I beat him. You averaged 8 punches. Less than 8 punches was the most punches that you had in the round. And it seemed to
Jesus.
It already sounded like you was against me. I already got fresh.
Wait. I gotta say something about that.
So funny.
These announcers, regardless of what they actually felt about this dude, were pulling out facts. These were numbers.
Nigga, 8 punches
He
around.
said, all right, so it says on the scoreboard, you threw 3,000 punches. You landed
4.
11. What do you think about that? Man, you against me. What?
That's what I just
talking
knew.
about?
I was just like, bro, he's just trying to. I don't know if it was him trying to get a viral moment or what, but it's just like, nigga, you sound crazy. And I mean this with all due respect, because I've actually met Adrien Broner. He's a really good guy, but nigga, just when you get your ass beat, just be like, it wasn't my night. Like,
Where'd you meet Adrien Broner?
on Wild 'N Out.
He was a guest?
Yeah, a couple years ago.
That's very
Good dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't ever want to seem like I'm shitting on people, but I got to be able to give my opinion. Nigga, you was bugging.
Right.
You lost the fucking fight, and it's okay.
That shit wild as
He
hell.
didn't knock you out. Like, you should just be like, nigga can't knock me out, though. Like, but I feel like, man, with boxing, you got to back that shit up, bro. Like,
Absolutely.
Because it's just you and him. You can't blame nobody else. And
We all saw it.
nigga, like, no, like, when we watching the same fight, he was, like, very adamant that he didn't. And he was like, everybody know. Like, nigga, who's everybody you think of?
Some people really need to chill out. And it's
Yeah.
funny that you said that, like, some people just need to shut up.
It's no one to shut up.
There's another podcast. It's called it's Baller Alert does it. It's called the Baller Alert Show, and they actually had a very interesting question that I wanted to ask you.
Oh shit!
Should social media etiquette be added to our school curriculums? I know that sounds.
That was
dumb
a
at
hell of a
first.
transition from this fight that we were just talking
Well,
about.
no,
but okay.
the reason why you made me think about it is because, like,
What's that? Ask the question one more time.
should social media etiquette be taught in school? Because basically, what we're seeing from this Adrien Broner thing is, like, like I really like what you said about everybody's trying to have a viral moment, and it almost makes me think of like Soulja Boy, Tekashi, you know, even back to when 50 and the Game were beefing for people for like for notoriety and marketing. So it almost begs the like people are using social media and doing wild stuff just for attention at this point, and it's getting dangerous.
No, to answer your question, I actually absolutely do believe that they should, because I mean we live in a day and age to where if you become famous for something, they're gonna dig up your old tweets. So I mean, if you would ask me 10 years ago, should that happen? I'd be like, no, what the fuck is Facebook? Facebook was brand new. But this is the world that we live in. You know, I've heard people tell me that when you apply for a job, the recruiter that you reply like that you apply to the job for will go and look at your social media
Your
shit.
Facebook, yeah, of course.
And just see what type of person you are. Like,
of course, if you hiring them from our bank and you go to the Facebook and they got Glocks and money and stuff like that,
But I feel like you should be able to be two different people than from home than you are at work. Like, but I feel like social media is becoming a very integral part of our lives. So to answer your question, I absolutely do feel like that they should teach that in school, because you don't want to be fucking around and tweeting shit like looking like Brother Nature. Like, motherfuckers was like, oh, you had some tweets when you was 13. Like, why do you even have to apologize for something you did when you were 13?
Right.
The dumbest shit ever. So I absolutely do believe that we should. I don't know if we should teach in the school, but maybe you should, as parents, teach your children.
It's a dumb pitch, but then when you really like think about it, you're like, man, this social media is everywhere. You know, like,
it is.
And it almost like opens up the conversation. Like, should kids be learning about like the effects of cyberbullying and how they should be online? Because it's like nobody's telling these kids that, like, it's like when Xbox blew up and then all these little white kids were jumping on and being like, nigger, motherfucker, but like, we didn't know that Xbox Live was going to be a thing. How could we even like teach people to prep for it? So I'm just thinking like if they knew that early, that if you leave a comment, you're fat, kill yourself under a kid's
and
picture, they might do it. You know what I mean? That might be worth it.
That's the thing too, because I remember Cat Williams used to have a really, really funny joke about cyberbullying back in the day. He was like, if somebody says something about you, just log off. But it's not
you can't
that
log off.
simple.
We're logged on all day.
All day. And honestly, bro, like, this is the thing that me and my daughter's mother deal with a lot, because I have a 13-year-old daughter, right? And it becomes a challenge to parents towards social media when it didn't exist when we were kids. Like, there's nothing to scale it against. Like, it never was here. It's new to all of us. We're all learning on the fly. So it's like now, like, because I remember one time my daughter, she was online just, doing some crazy shit she shouldn't have been doing. And we were just like, ah. But then, as we're getting mad at her, we're like, okay, what are we mad at her for? Are we mad at her because she did it, or are we mad at her because she did it on social media? Because we was doing crazy shit when we was kids. We just didn't have camera phones.
We didn't have that option.
Exactly. So I feel
unfair.
We're all learning in real time how to deal with this. And I feel like none of us have the right answers. I remember, like, I used to like really, we wrote an episode of Inside the Office about this. I used to be heavily affected by the comment section. People would be like, DoBoy trash, man. I wish you would just die and go off a cliff. I'm like, but why? It would
you want me to die?
It would hurt my feelings, and I'm a grown ass man.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
So I can only imagine if you
child.
Were yeah.
My God.
I forget who said this. It was an amazing point. I feel like it was a stand-up comedian, but somebody said, like, before, if you fell or got beat up on camera or something like that, and you were in your school, all you had to do was switch schools. But now it's like you put that on the internet, your life is ruined. It
lives forever. And I've said this before. I don't know that I could have come up in this age. Because it was tough for me as a child. Like, I got picked on, I got bullied, like, you know what I mean? And, like, you get into a fight, everybody be, oh, I heard you got beat up. And if only 4 people see it, you're like, yeah, you see the other guy.
Right.
But now, like,
you go deal with Twitter.
A nigga can show you, like, oh, no, this is you getting your ass. I don't know. I mean, these kids are a lot stronger than I was, because that's got to be tough to be, like, living in a social media age, and how hurtful. Because people say fucked up shit. Sometimes I see comments that people leave. I be like, yo, how is this world so different? Motherfuckers just be saying some
wild ass shit just to get a reaction too.
What about you? Do you think that they should teach this in school?
I think there would be a lot of good from that.
I don't know if I want to see a curriculum that says that how to properly retweet without offending someone.
Well,
how to properly slide into
If you think about how many useless things they teach in school,
they do.
Like, niggas are still teaching cursive. This is how to write without picking your pen up. Nigga, if you don't get the fuck out of here with that shit.
I ain't never used geometry in real life, and I failed it every time I took it.
I'm trying to figure out what in social studies I have today. It's good that I know what a hunter-gatherer is and shit, but, like, if these niggas would have taught me about taxes and shit, like,
real life shit.
There's so many things, like, if I could, and I know there's, like, a lot of red tape with this, but, like, I feel like you could rearrange it to be a little bit more modern now, you know. And I think it's wild. Like niggas is still teaching woodshop, which is cool if that's your main interest. But it's like if you want to give us a blanket of curriculum, like social media is for sure a big part of our lives.
And something that you're actually gonna use in your life.
Exactly. Yeah. And cyberbullying should be like a whole half of that, because that's really what it should be.
Absolutely.
But
I don't even know how you deal with cyberbullies because you can't see them. You just got
proper emoji looks. So I don't know. Let us know if you guys think that would be a good idea.
You feel me?
So we're going to lighten up a little bit. I'm going to jump a few. So this is actually pretty funny.
All right.
So there's this new dude online. They're calling him the Cussing Pastor.
My God.
He basically in his services be just like cussing, like, get your ass up and praise the Lord, just stuff
nigga,
like
that,
which is wild. You know what I mean? Like,
I come up in an old school church where they used to say stuff like, let the saints say amen, not like let the niggas and bitches say what?
Jesus Christ.
I've never seen that, and I don't want to see it. You know why? It's not holy.
Were they doing like Gregorian chants in your church when you were growing up or something?
Shut up. Nah, you ever be in church and let the saints say amen? Amen. Like,
that seems like how you're supposed to talk in church.
Not niggas and bitches.
So obviously, you know, honestly, on the internet there have been a couple of cussing pastors. Like, that's been a thing.
There's more than one?
There's one on like, it's like an infomercial that comes out like really late at night on TV.
Praise Jesus, and I don't even want to play like that. I don't want to say praise the Lord, motherfucker.
But this dude, and I had to screen record what he was doing. He's getting a lot of slack right now because,
as he should,
every Sunday he has a twerk off Okay, technically he's saying that it's not in his worship part of his church. It's in the church, but it's in the gymnasium.
Nigga.
So I'm going to play a little bit of it, and we'll show a video,
I know that
too.
my posts about my Soulful Sundays, which are held here in my gymnasium here at the church, is upsetting some of you traditional church folk. Oh, Lord, he gone to hell. Why are they doing that in the church? Why is it with your fake, phony asses that you believe that because you love God, that you cannot enjoy life? That's the bullshit from the pulpit.
Bullshit from the pulpit.
I see your wordplay.
And then, then it goes on, obviously.
Oh, there's more?
I mean, not him, but it shows the twerking.
It shows the twerking. It shows Sister Eunice.
Here it goes. So I don't know what's worse, whether he offered this or the fact that he had participants, because no one participating was under 50. They were all
all over 50.
They were all like aunties.
They were old in the moment.
And okay,
Bobby smelled like all type of peppermint and Bengay in that motherfucker.
Here's the worst part about this.
Are there any good parts? There's no good parts. So
there's a grain of truth. And I hope that I don't get come for this.
Oh, Jesus.
But I do believe that there is a big part of the church culture where people come and they're like, I'm perfect, and they're like super judgmental, and then they leave the church and do all the stuff that they said they wouldn't do, and then they come back and act perfect. The only truth that this person said was like, you can praise God and still have a good time. He had a grain of truth with that, because I believe that. But twerk offs in church?
So sometimes it can your message can be lost in your delivery.
I think that's our biggest problem.
So then let me just show you a functioning mammal. So just anybody that's warm-blooded, drinks water.
Okay.
How you could have said that. Hey, guys, don't feel so much pressure. You want to go to church, praise the Lord? Go ahead and do that. You want to go out and party on the weekend? You can do that too. No one's going to judge you. God loves you either way.
Yeah.
Boom.
So
then maybe you don't need to say all those fucking bad words
and
then have a twerk off at your gymnasium, you dumb nigga. Fuck out of here.
Everybody,
nut ass nigga.
Everybody who could push the boundaries for the culture and they have a good point, like you said,
at the end.
Ruins it in the delivery. And then it's like you got to go 2 steps back.
You say.
Now
exactly.
you got to go 2 steps back, and you can.
Now you're further perpetuating the stereotypes about churches, and
now that whole message is muddy.
That's all. Now for what? Like, bro, like I'm not coming. This is the thing I have a problem with. I don't come to you for that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You the preacher, you the pastor. I'm coming to you at a part in my life that I'm kind of weak and shaky, and I want to change some things. So I don't need you telling me
right.
I can go over here and fuck up. That's like me getting a personal trainer And when I go to him, this
You
nigga want to
can
go
eat
eat
cake.
burritos. Or he wants to
Yeah.
eat burritos with me. No, nigga. Show me how to get abs.
Wow.
I just feel like it's just
That's a good metaphor.
I shouldn't get that from you, sir.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Even
didn't
if
come
it's,
here for that.
Even if it's correct,
Yeah.
let somebody else be the person to tell me that.
Exactly.
You shouldn't be encouraging. And I just feel like it's a lot of that in the church. And I just feel like it just opens the door for some other stupid shit. Like, and just, I don't think that, it irked me to see that. And it made me very uncomfortable to hear him saying Jesus and then a cuss word right next to it.
You covered that pretty well. I have nothing left to say.
I be having good things to say.
All right, so this is another huge thing that just happened.
You kept growing your hair and you decided that you wouldn't cut it?
Hey man,
When
every
you-
episode you gotta come from my. I'm letting you wear those chains and everything. So there was a video that went super viral, and the video itself isn't why I'm bringing this up. So if you
Okay.
haven't seen it, there was a school in Kentucky that took a field trip to Washington D.C.
Oh, I haven't seen this video. Do you have it? Can you
Yeah. So
Are we gonna put it in the?
yeah,
on the
we
screen, post?
well, so I'll explain what happens while they watch it.
Okay.
So essentially, this whole school was a Catholic school too. It's a bunch of like white frat looking dudes, and they all had MAGA hats on.
Oh, I did see this.
Yes.
Thank you for. We should have led with this. I have
Yeah.
so many things to say. Go.
So essentially, the video surfaced of an indigenous person and like a tribe or whoever they were with. I don't want to use the wrong words. He was playing his drums, and this dude in a MAGA hat was just staring at him and
Right, in
smiling
his
and
face,
stuff.
right.
And all his friends were like behind him and
With their
smiling and
phones and
stuff.
shit, right.
So the original message was that these kids went up to these indigenous people during their march, and they just started staring at them and chanting "Build a wall" and all this stuff, and it was like super disrespectful.
Right.
And it was crazy. I did a rant about it and everything. And then other videos surfaced that showed the indigenous people approaching the kids with MAGA hats and playing drums in their face. And then the entire narrative for half of the people in the comments was like, "See what happens when you see the whole story. This isn't us. This is them. They came up to him. This is a grown man who like went in the middle of a group and got up in their faces. And now it's like, oh, now the indigenous people are racist." And I'm like,
Whoa,
what?
but hold on. And
How does that
also-
reverse?
No, because you just flipped me. Pause. When I seen the original video, I was like mad. Everybody was reposting it like they're hella disrespectful. And I was like, that's fucked up. Why are they being disrespectful? But if indigenous people, if the indigenous people initiated this and walked up to the kid and did that, how is the kid wrong?
I'll tell
I
you.
thought that they were like the kids were just being some assholes, showed up like, oh, y'all ain't shit, and was fucking with them. And if they were doing that, hey, y'all wrong. But no, if y'all went up in their face and started doing that, the kid's not wrong at all.
But here's why I disagree with that. I personally think that yes, it changes the narrative of like, oh, these indigenous people were just beating a drum and minding their own business, and the MAGA people approached
Came
them
up to them,
bullies
right.
and stuff like that. But what people don't understand is that like not all racism is just black and white said. You know what I mean?
Right.
That the kid didn't have to get in his face and say N-word and like get out of here. You know, I support Trump. They didn't have to say that to be racist. But my whole thing is that if you are the indigenous people and you are there to march, you're literally marching for
Right.
a protest, and then you
What was
walk
do
by.
we know what the protest was about? Or they're just marching?
Who cares?
I
Everybody
think
shits-
that's
but
important for the context
You know
of
how
the
many
conversation.
times indigenous people have been shit on? It doesn't matter. They have everything to protest.
Well, I'm not saying that they can't. I'm just saying like, okay.
All right, so this is why I think that it's different. Okay.
Okay.
The indigenous people, in my opinion, could have been protesting about anything. You know, they
Sure.
could have been protesting about the NFL and, and
Whatever.
its uses of
Redskins.
all that. You know what I mean?
It's no secret that the indigenous people have been done wrong in this country.
They got a lot to
We
protest
can agree on
about.
that. Cool.
So if you can imagine being in that group, you're walking around D.C. protesting,
Right.
and then you pass a group of loud kids that are white.
Loud
and
what?
They, and they all have MAGA
Loud what?
hats. Loud white kids.
One more time. Loud what?
White kids.
Cool. But they're kids.
They are kids.
Cool. Got it. Go ahead.
But they have MAGA hats that I'm sure that their parents bought them.
Right.
And they clearly have some type of feeling about it. You don't have a whole group all wearing MAGA hats and just like, oh, are these indigenous people? Let me respectfully listen to what they want to say.
is what you're saying that you believe these children went there in an attempt to disrupt this
Absolutely
march?
not. Absolutely
Okay,
not.
then.
My point is the indigenous people who were there for a reason were protesting and walking around. They saw a group of white kids with MAGA hats,
Right.
and they went over there and delivered their message to them.
Okay.
That is no different than people marching for this damn wall that's being built,
Right.
Mexicans marching for this, and then them seeing a group of people with MAGA hats, which is literally why they're marching. They're marching for people like that.
Right.
They wouldn't just like, oh, look at those MAGA. That's the point of their protest. So they would probably go over there and say something. The same way that if people were marching for a black cause and they saw the KKK or people who were flying the Confederate flag or something that was against them, they would probably stop what they were doing and make their message heard to this particular group. That doesn't make the indigenous people disrespectful. That they went over there to make their message heard to the people who are literally supporting the person who's tearing their land apart.
And I get that. Can I have a chance to retort?
I wasn't keeping you from talking.
Well, no, because I kept trying to jump in. I was like, double dust. Like,
You asked me what I thought.
I got you. So this is what I feel. Okay. If it is proven in these angles that you can show. Now, if you want to march for whatever you want to march for, that's what they call them, peaceful protests. That means you get a group of people that all have a common understanding or a common denominator of a cause that they want to support. You can march the streets. They'll let you. They don't care about jaywalking or nothing. You can go march the streets, and that is a peaceful protest. You can go and get your point across. This is what I'm saying about this particular situation. Number one, you're dealing with children, and these are adults. First of all, I don't care if they had MAGA hats on, the guy had MAGA hats on, cool. If these are kids, I ain't worried about no kid and what no kid got to do with my grown-up shit. I don't care what hat you got on, what you're doing. You are a child. Stay in a child's place. This ain't for me and you to talk about. I'm trying to make change. And what is it? What is me proving my point to a child going to do in the grand scheme of what I'm trying to fix? So
wait, that's literally what we're trying to do. If you fix the kids, they don't grow up to be.
So then why don't they have peaceful protests? Just go to schools then. That's where all the kids are, right?
Well, I mean,
I hear what you're
saying.
saying.
Easy to do
right?
that.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, so for whatever reason, you decide as indigenous protesters that you want to bring your message to these kids. I'm not even saying that you're wrong for that. Okay, cool. You go over there and you do it. Me personally, would I do it? Probably not, but that's what you chose to do. Now you're sitting there in front of some children and they were playing their instruments, correct?
And singing, yeah.
And singing, right? To some children. From what I saw, the boy sat there and just stared at him in his face. Now, if you come over to me, this is the point I was trying to make. I know it took a long point for me to get there. The point of what I'm trying to make is, don't ever judge the reaction. You can't, like, if you slap me, don't get mad if I pull a gun out and shoot you. You shouldn't have touched me. You see what I'm saying? I think people do that too much. You feel like I'm going to do whatever I want to do, and then when you do something back, then all of a sudden I got a issue with what you did. I don't agree with that. Now, I'm not saying I agree with this, but if you come to me, if I'm sitting here with my homeboys and we chilling and we're kids, and you come over here and do this, I'm wrong because I just stare at you in your face? He didn't hit him. He didn't put his hands on him.
I think we're arguing two different things.
Are we?
Yeah, because my whole thing was people villainized this group and then said
They talked about that boy real bad.
right, but then they said it was the indigenous people's fault and racism was in a part of this. And that's where I disagree.
You thought it was racist?
Huh?
You thought it was racist?
Well, when the original narrative of a group of white kids smirking in the indigenous people's face and they said that they were chanting "Build a Wall" off camera,
right,
it seemed like a very bad situation.
Yeah, that did.
The other angle made it seem, okay, maybe these kids weren't bullies and like rolling up on this person,
Right.
but that does not mean that racism was not involved. That does
Right.
not mean that that angle of the smirking and the taunting was any different, because you have to believe, like, these people are in a culture where they all have MAGA hats. You have to only imagine what they talk about with each other. I feel like there's not a big chance of they're trying to make it seem like the narrative completely flipped, and they were like, these respectful kids were just listening, and they just wanted to know about the indigenous people and stuff like that. And it's like, no, how it started may be a little different, and maybe these kids aren't as much as villains as we originally thought, because the narrative of them walking up and disrupting this protest is different. So I do take that part out. But all the comments that were like, man, this is different now. Like, this wasn't racially motivated. Blah blah blah. It's all the indigenous people's fault. This guy in the thing, he was bullying them, and it's like, no. If you have a message, I don't think it matters what age they are. If you walk past a group of MAGA hats and you're singing about
and you do make sense. So let me circle back, because I don't want to get washed in these comments. I don't like it. I can see what you're saying. You're saying we're marching for a cause, and if nothing else, this MAGA hat represents what we're fighting against. Oh, there's some MAGA hats. Let's go.
Right.
Bring
Why
this.
would you walk past that?
So
Yeah.
I do understand that part, but so I will change my stance to this. I feel like it's always important that we hear both sides of the story before we comment.
Absolutely.
So like you said, you went on a rant. You heard one side. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have maybe said it the way you said it had you heard the other side.
Right.
You probably still would have had a strong feel, but it
Right.
wouldn't have been that. Do you remember a couple months? I mean, I think it was last year when there was that little white kid and he came out online. He was like, "They bullying me," and everybody just like jumped to his defense. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God! Like Rihanna was reposting, like you know, and everybody was like championing this little kid. And Charlemagne, shout out to Charlemagne, you know, solid dude, good friend of mine. Charlemagne called it out because even when they said it, he was like, I don't know. I want to hear the other side of this. And people kind of gave him flack, like, you da-da-da-da. And then it came out later, this little kid was saying racist stuff to people. He was running his mouth
It
a
wasn't
lot.
his mom or dad?
His mom was doing a bunch of stuff, but he was doing it too. He wasn't perfect. So I just think in these situations, but like we just said, social media kind of just puts that battery in our back real quick and then we run. I think that it's important to hear all sides of the story. So I'm not going to call anybody right or wrong in this situation. I feel like the indigenous people were well within their rights to march and to do their thing. And even if they wanted to bring this message to those children in a peaceful way, they're cool. I feel like the white kid that responded the way he did, I didn't even feel like he was super disrespectful when everybody was saying he was disrespectful. I was just looking
was
at
the
like
undertones.
But I'm looking at a kid. I think I look at it different because I'm a parent. I'm looking at a little boy and a grown ass man. You see what I'm saying? Like kids do shit like that. Kids don't be knowing politics. He probably just picked up the red hat because
I don't know, man. You'd be surprised because like
what I mean?
it was like what you
I
said
just wanna
about
say it
like
like that
it was like what you said about like their kids. Like there's no point in talking to them, but it's like if you think about it, like, and I'm not saying that these kids had it like that, but if you can imagine if they growing up in a house that is giving them MAGA hats and telling them maybe like all the great things that Trump is doing, like who knows, that person might grow up hating Mexicans. They might grow up in this era of like build a wall. True. And then who knows if the biggest thing for me was like, man, all these kids in this group could be our next senators, they could be our next whatever. You know what I mean? And that was a big part of the video. He had that smirk that's just like, man, my daddy can buy you. That whole thing. So it's like if you're not checking the kids, then how do you? We're messed up later. True. We are messed up later, and I'm not saying maybe these kids were vilified a little bit more than they should have been, but I don't think that there was an absence of disrespect in this video from that group.
But and my only response to this would be like, even if there was some perceived racism or some perceived lack of respect, they approach them. You see what I'm saying? So now if you just walking by and then they come and start fucking with you, I'm gonna err more on your side. Like y'all, they was just minding their business, doing their thing. So I'm all about whoever is the initiator of whatever. Right. Don't get mad at whatever your response is. You see what I'm saying? So I didn't think I thought it was like some asshole shit, but I've been just like, man, kids is just kids, like, so I didn't even think he was everybody was like really pouring down on this kid. I'm like, he's a kid. Even if he's wrong, just be like, hey, kid, that's not how you do that. I'm just different if it comes to a kid. Like, I feel like you're supposed to train them up in the right way. And maybe the reaction from everyone, because I seen a lot. I didn't even see your video. I seen a lot of people outraged, and it's like, y'all do know that's a kid, right? Right. It's a different way to say that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It could be like, you could teach somebody like, hey, little Jimmy, I seen what you doing. I know you think that's that ain't even the way to do it. You can mentor a child and just motherfuckers was acting like this nigga was just the worst child, Damien Jr. or some shit. So.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, but that once again shows you what the power of social media will do.
Yeah, and it just gave us like it almost gave us just like a quick visual of where our country was right now. I think that's why we freaked out so much. We're just like, no, this is. Because
I ain't gonna lie, when you watch that video initially with no context, it looks like some bullshit.
It's upsetting.
It do.
It's really upsetting, especially the fact that they're just singing and chilling. Like come on, man. Native Americans have never done anything to anybody.
They haven't.
That's just messed up.
And they be having to fire casinos too.
Yeah. Yeah, they got
shout out to Native Americans.
Good food too.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful.
All right, so on a much lighter.
Jesus, I feel like this is a heavy episode.
I love it.
Okay.
Young Jock.
No. What the fuck now? Really?
So I have a weird theory that once people are completely done with like once they reach the point where it's like, I don't think I have anything to offer content-wise. They just do wild stuff like change their appearance to stay in the media.
They're trying to.
You got to beef with somebody, change your
viral.
hair. Young Jock, he had the Johnny Bravo last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Now Usher copied that, so he's like, I'm on to the next.
Yeah, he thought that hair style was bumping.
The latest is this one.
He looked.
I thought this was Juice WRLD.
I thought it was Lil Uzi, not Lil. I thought it was what's the nigga?
Dex, Famous Dex.
I thought it was Lil Yachty.
Lil Yachty, he went to blue.
Oh, he got red ones, huh?
Oh yeah, he got the red ones. Young Jock really came out here with some light blue Travis Scott braids.
Nigga, why? Like, bro, nigga, you in your 30s, bro.
Is he
like,
in his 30s or 40s?
Gotta be. It's going down back in like 2002.
I thought he was in his 40s.
Like, bro, look. You niggas got to stop buffooning out here, bro. And I done met Young Jock before. That's why I always be careful what I say about these niggas, because I'll bump into these niggas.
Seems like you met everybody on our topic list.
Niggas, man. But, bro, come on. What the fuck is you doing?
I don't know.
You too old for this shit. Like,
is that where we are? Like, do you think you could ever be at a point where you're like, I just need to do some wild stuff to stay, so that the shade room can post me?
I already told myself whenever it get there, it's just time to go do something else.
No more red-haired mohawks? He used to have a red mohawk,
I ain't gonna lie. It wasn't a red mohawk.
It wasn't?
No, it was. I did have red hair though.
It was a blonde mohawk.
I had a blonde mohawk, but that wasn't because that wasn't. Everybody had mohawks. I just put the color in the shit.
That doesn't.
Niggas be having colored hair. Dennis Rodman did it.
Oh, now you're defending Young Jock.
I was probably just doing it for attention too. So I was a fuck boy as well.
I mean, you can change your appearance. I'm just like, it's just wild.
You would never cover. Would you never color your braids?
Not as a gimmick. Maybe if I was just like, I don't think so.
I can see because dog, you have the most stupid tattoos.
Why you gotta do me like that? Why do you have to do me like that?
I'm just saying, man. Like I just be wanting to know what you be thinking when you come up with a new tattoo. You just be like, a bumblebee.
If I can draw it,
I put it behind my ear.
You want to debut your DoBoy and $40,000 and Cadillac key tattoo?
You messed it up by what?
Your Cadillac key. I didn't mess it up.
It's a Range Rover key.
Oh, well, still kind of dumb.
Yeah, it's lit. No,
you got a car key.
I also have Wildin' Out tattooed on me.
Okay.
I was on that show, and when you say it like that, of course it sounds stupid, but I got a bunch. I got a DoBoy. I got a Range Rover key. It's like my
sounds stupid.
My net worth at the time, which was $40,000. It was litty.
What's it now?
50.
It's
I'm going on up.
It's improving.
I'm moving in the right direction.
But yeah, I'm just this whole Young Jock, Usher.
How you Young Jock and he 41?
He said what?
How is he Young Jock and he 41?
He's old ass.
That's just like Juvenile, nigga. There is a time expiration on your name. You
Juvenile?
are 51, nigga. What the fuck you mean, Juvenile?
Drop elderly.
Middle aged.
Yeah, it's a lot of wild stuff going on in hip hop with hair.
Yeah.
And I don't understand.
I could absolutely see you coloring your braids though.
What color you think?
Like autumn mist.
That's not a what?
I just feel like you would tell the hair designer that. You'd be like, I want an autumn mist.
Is that what is that, orange?
Like orangish. Nigga, don't act like you are above coloring your braids. You know you would do it.
I've done it before.
See? Nigga.
As a joke. Just as a joke. All right, so we're gonna get into a brand new segment. I'm gonna call this "What You Watching?" Because it's a huge thing in ADD culture. We're always talking about what we watching on Netflix, what movies we saw, all the content that we have been consuming. So
you was telling me you just had a whole weekend where you binge watched Sex in the City. How did that go?
As soon as you started that, I knew it was gonna be some bullshit.
How did it go? It was good.
Shut up! I've never seen that.
You were eating like yogurt sitting on your stomach.
I actually thought it was
Sex
and the City for a long time.
That's not what it is.
Sex in the City.
Is it?
Yeah. That would actually be a good conspiracy. That's the Mandela effect. Mandela effect, sorry.
Man, Nelson Mandela, he went to jail for years for political
and then
change.
He got out, but a couple people think that he died in prison. That's why you don't know what the Mandela effect is?
No. Is that another conspiracy?
That's going to be a conspiracy next week.
Yeah.
It's fire.
Okay.
It's fire. But
got it.
Sticking to what you watching.
Yeah, feel.
All right.
Okay.
I wanted to ask, like, what you been watching, man? Netflix, Hulu, movie theaters, TV? You still have cable?
Absolutely.
You have cable?
Nigga, yeah. I got DirecTV.
Oh, ass nigga. All right.
I've been watching you. Pause. That felt weird when I said it.
Wait, what?
I said I've been watching you, but I wasn't saying you, nigga. You was an ugly, weird-looking woman. I'm talking about the show, You.
I've been watching
I've been
you.
watching You.
How do I get out of this?
I
Podcast
said
is
it with
over.
my creepy voice.
I heard about that though.
So
That's
yeah,
the
so
stalker one,
it's
right?
a show called You, Y-O-U,
Okay.
and it's on Netflix, and it is fucking amazeballs. Have you
It's
watched
about
it?
a stalker, right?
It's about a stalker, and it tells you like the perspective of the stalker and what goes through their mind. So I've been talking to like different women about the show, and like I've been like, yeah, man, it helps you like how to understand why niggas be out here stalking women and then killing women and killing people. And
It
all
helps
this
you
stuff.
understand.
I sounded stupid and psychotic when I said it, but because I'm a writer.
Wait, what?
It gives you the bird's eye view from the villain's perspective.
So afterwards, you were like, I get it. I get why these niggas are stalking and
Not
killing
that,
women.
No, I wasn't. And I said that too when I was talking downstairs to one of the homegirls downstairs. I was like, it just helps you understand a little bit more what goes on in the mind of these people. Is it right? No, it's not condoning it, but it's like I see now. I feel like any way I say this is gonna make me sound like I support stalkers. And
Okay.
but he's a dude. He's very well put together. He's buttoned up, but he's just crazy. The crazy thing is, I was talking to John Scarlett, and he had said it felt like You was the show Dexter if it was made on Lifetime. That's
Wow,
what
that's
he
an
said.
interesting,
And then I found out.
I love Dexter.
And then I found out later that this show actually premiered on Lifetime. It played on Lifetime, and it was like too real for Lifetime. So it didn't do well. So then they repurposed it and they put it on Netflix. It's 10 episodes. It's really, really good. Like the way that the writers tell the story of the different characters, and it shows you like he's the crazy one, but it's other people that are seemingly normal, and it shows you their like crazy tendencies. Like it's a really good show. I would recommend it to anybody to watch. Like I watched the whole episode in a day and a half. And I would have watched
The
it
whole
quicker.
episode or the whole
No, the whole
season?
season.
Oh, wow.
In a day and a half. And I would have watched it more, but I had to go to work one of the days. So it's that good. Like if you just watch the first episode, if you can watch the first episode,
You'll be hooked.
binge watch that hoe.
I like shows like that. I hate when they're like, man, if you can get past the first 3 seasons, it's really good. I'm like, nigga,
You know what?
what?
That's what a lot of people told me about Black Mirror. A lot of people like Black Mirror, and I was like, the first episode was so fucking weird. They're like, yeah. I know you gotta get to like the third episode. Then I'm like, nah, nigga.
It's a lot to get me
I
into
ain't
it.
got 3 hours like that. Like, you better get me now. So, so you haven't seen You?
I haven't seen it.
You gotta watch it.
Have you picked up any like tips for your stalking? Or you got like
No,
some
just
new
This nigga was
maneuvers?
stalking. This nigga was stalking on a different type of level. I was just like,
It's like I didn't even know you could do that.
it was crazy. It was intense, and it takes you all the way to the end, and it just kind of drops you off of a cliff. It's really good. So 5 stars from your boy. Do we have a rating system?
5 stars. All right.
5 stars.
5 stars.
It was definitely very good. What are you
That's
watching
what's
these days? Do you have anything you're watching?
I do actually. I just saw a Netflix special.
Queer as folk?
It's a movie. Why do you keep going for this? What is this? What is happening right here?
I don't know. It's just
What's with
funny
all
to
these
me.
You're a Woman jokes?
It's just funny to me.
It's a new movie. It's called I.O. and it's super
I.O.?
dope. It's called I.O. Yeah, and basically what it's about the Earth once it's like almost destroyed. So basically, this is in the future. We completely destroyed our Earth, and the air is like toxic. Like it's everything's
Are
dead.
there aliens?
No, it's not an alien movie, but it is kind of a space
movie?
traveling
Or
movie.
is
It's
it
a
a
movie.
series?
It's not a
Okay.
series, it's a movie. So essentially our main character is one of the last humans left on Earth, and she's a scientist. She's living up on a hill in one of the last pockets of air that's breathable, and she basically goes down into the toxic spots in like this gas mask, super cool like
Is there life
suit.
down there?
Not life, but she's basically collecting like pond and bacteria samples because she's trying to
clear the air?
reverse. She's trying to reverse and save the Earth. And all the people on Earth have evacuated to this moon on Jupiter called Io, and she's basically talking to her homeboy on that base, getting updates, and she's basically saying that she's doing research on the planet. And she thinks she's by herself, but then this black dude, is the dude from the Avengers, comes down in like this hot air balloon.
Niggas always coming down in hot air balloons.
What other nigga is coming down in a hot air balloon?
It just seemed like if it's a futuristic apocalyptic movie, it's gonna be a nigga coming down in a hot air balloon.
Everybody else got spaceships.
Exactly. Like, nigga, what
Somehow
you doing
we-
in a hot air balloon, Marcus?
I've never even seen a hot air balloon.
Marcus, get out of there.
But it's super dope. I don't want to give too much of it away.
Nigga, you gave away the whole synopsis, nigga.
No, that's just the setup.
Okay.
So basically, what the point is that she's like raising bees to get like get the earth back, because you were
Niggas
saying the
do
other day
know bees are
are
the
very
central force of
important.
life. Yes.
They blossom all the blossom.
yeah.
They pollinate all the flowers.
They
and stuff.
absolutely do.
So she was working on a colony of that, and essentially she meets this guy, and the last ships ever to leave Earth are leaving in 4 days, and she has to figure out, am I going to stay and save the Earth, or am I going to leave on this mission to Jupiter's moon? It's pretty dope. It's very interesting.
What did she decide to do?
I'm not giving away spoilers. This ain't spoilers. I'm telling you to watch it.
All right, I'm telling you to watch you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll talk about it later once we have watched respective.
Absolutely.
Respective
There's another documentary too called the Fry documentary. There's one on Netflix and there's one on
The Fry. It's about French fries.
No, nigga, I don't just watch documentaries about food. So pepperoni pizza.
This one looks
The
good.
derivative. Nah, it's about the Fry Festival. You know the Ja Rule thing where they had that whole festival and they just ripped a bunch of people off.
Are you talking about the Fire Festival?
Fucking intense. Yes.
Talking about the Fire Festival.
That's what I just said.
You've been saying Fry. I
said-
know it's we just ate, but
We did.
and you might be coming up on round 2. The French Fry Festival. You have to have seen it.
So it's Fire. That's what it's called. Okay, so Fire.
Festival,
I actually
yeah.
watched one of them. I watched the one on Hulu.
Okay.
It's really good.
There's
And-
another one on Netflix, right?
Yeah, and everybody says that you have to watch the Hulu one first and then the Netflix. So I already watched the Hulu one. It was a really, really good watch. Now I got to watch the Netflix. So I think next week when we talk about this, we can have both watch both. And
Okay.
We'll talk about it like
The
that.
Fire Festival. So that's
Fry.
that was like the basically that huge music festival that people were paying like
Yes.
thousands and thousands of dollars, and they came through and it was like
It's
hot
a doozy.
bologna sandwiches and shitty beds.
And fucking beds on the fucking floor with tents. And it goes back to what we said earlier about the social media thing, because that's the picture they were painting, that it became so big because everybody was talking about it on social media.
got there with the hot
and
bullshit.
thought it was the real shit, and it was some fuck shit.
The fact that it was Ja Rule's party makes it
Ja
so
Rule.
funny to me.
Ja goddamn Rule. That nigga. He's,
All right, so-
he's actually in it too. It's funny.
So we got some stuff to talk about next week.
Yeah,
I
we
like
do.
it.
I like it.
I
a
like
lot.
it. So we have now reached the final part of this podcast, which is my favorite. It's my favorite. This is the conspiracy corner.
Bam, 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 bam.
All right, so today's conspiracy.
Don't make it a scary one. The last one you did, I was scared.
I got 2.
Oh no.
They're shorter, but I believe they are scarier, actually.
Oh, you motherfucker.
All right. So the first conspiracy of the day is called the heart attack gun. Now this one,
The heart attack gun?
the heart attack gun. This is scary for so many reasons. So
Okay.
apparently in 1975, this is a very, very long time ago. It's like 20 years after you were born.
Ha, yo.
1975, they had this technology. The CIA was caught with a heart attack gun that made murder look completely natural. And I'll tell you what that means, okay?
Really?
So essentially, it is a dart gun, and the dart gun shoots a small dart that's made of ice. It is an ice dart
Ice?
that penetrates, releases poison, and then melts, leaving nothing. And that poison will make you have a 100% natural heart attack.
Will you feel it when you get shot by it?
I don't think anybody's been able to testify that. But the fucked up thing is that when they check your body, they just see like a little mosquito bite if they find it. And to everybody else, it was a completely natural cause. And what messed this up about me is 2 things. This was in the 70s. So if you can only imagine what they have now. They were caught with
They
it.
probably got herpes guns.
Bro, well, that's called a syringe. People been get shot with the AIDS gun.
Wow,
But they
so
were
you-
caught with this. They were in court holding it up like this.
So did they use it on people?
I assume
Who do they want to give heart attacks to? I feel like that's like a war against fat niggas.
that no,
They'd be like, nobody was suspected. He's fat.
no. It's literally a picture perfect, like a airtight assassination technique.
Oh, you can just kill the president with
You,
it?
not the president, anybody you want, and then to them,
Does it look
it's
like
an
a gun? Did you
assassination.
see a picture of it?
Yeah, we'll
me
we'll
see.
throw a picture
Okay.
up. I'll show you right now. It looks like a dart gun. Looks like a regular ass
It
dart
look
gun.
like a regular gun.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is that, you know how like in movies, when somebody accidentally gets killed or somebody gets killed that they're not supposed to, what's the first thing that they do? They panic and they try to make it look like a suicide or natural.
Yeah.
And that's just like in the movies. Like that's what the most basic person thinks. So I can only think of like on a huge federal level, they have to think
Nigga.
that too.
If they had the technology to shoot someone with a gun that would be undetected and that would give a person a heart attack in 1975.
What do they have?
I'm very, very afraid of whatever they have now.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it must be a motherfucker.
It can be anything. And you know what that always makes me think of? Like,
damn.
All of these reports about people who killed themselves and all their friends are like, nothing was up. You know what I mean? Like, even Anthony Bourdain, like, I'm not saying this is what happened, but people are saying, like, he went to so many countries and dealt with so many diplomats and so many people. Like,
people are saying
he hung himself randomly in a hotel room. Like, people are saying that was made to look like something else. So the use for
that's a conspiracy too.
Yeah, the use for like
he was just a nice guy
offing
too.
people and making it seem like it wasn't a murder is
I think that definitely is a thing, and I think that's just a very scary thought that you could lose your life and nobody would ever know because they hit you with a heart attack gun and people just think you ate bad.
That's what I'm just saying. It can be, and those things aren't even investigated. Like, what happened?
It's just a heart attack. Why would you?
And the autopsy says that too.
Let me ask you this: say I shoot you with the heart attack gun right now, right?
Jeez.
Bow. Do you get the heart attack right now?
I don't know. I would think it takes a minute for the poison to set in, but also.
But what type of poison makes you have a heart attack?
I don't know anything about that.
Jesus.
And I would assume you would want it to happen later so that the person who shot it can get away.
Right. But how do you
get away?
Time elapse a heart attack?
I don't know.
That's just crazy.
That's why it's scary because I don't even know the technology that would. I can't even suggest a fake thing to you right now because I have no idea.
Wow.
Yeah. And quick reminder in case any federal agents like ADD. This is already out on the internet.
It's public information.
We ain't putting nothing out.
We ain't got nothing.
It's gonna be like internet is undefeated because both hosts had a heart attack. Nigga. Fuck all that shit. Fuck all that shit.
Shit.
So the second one.
Yes, another one.
This is also a big conspiracy.
Okay.
I don't know how to feel about this one. It's just creepy. And I feel like it's going to be the only thing I will think about if I ever visit this city.
Oh,
so
shit.
There's a huge conspiracy surrounding the Denver airport, okay? Apparently the Denver
like Denver omelets?
Denver like the city Denver.
Well, they make omelets, too.
I mean the state Denver. Wait, no.
You
Denver,
ever been to
Colorado. Wow, that was a dumb moment. Denver is absolutely a city in Colorado.
Yeah, you dummy.
Not an omelet. You're dumber than me.
No, there's a thing called the Denver omelet.
Yes. What's in it?
Like heck of
Snow?
meat. It'd be like heck of like shredded steak and potatoes. It's like a real hearty thing. But I digress. Go ahead.
Oh, that's the root of all your evil. The root of evil. They're saying that the Denver airport is like a portal for like New World Order, just all the shit that's fucked up in the federal government. Like apparently this is like a hub for that, and the reason why is. For some reason, there's a bunch of reasons actually. For some reason, this airport went $2 billion over budget. It only cost $2 billion, and it almost went to $5 billion. And there's not a lot of evidence on where that other money went. But I guess there's like slight evidence. One of the construction workers.
That could just be bad accounting.
Well, one of the construction workers who quit said that there was an entire sub-city built underneath it by like tunnels and all this stuff in the airport. Yeah, they're saying there's like a whole subsystem underneath.
Hold that thought. Hold on.
You're gonna do some bullshit.
No, I'm calling bullshit.
See,
nigga, what the fuck?
I ruined your joke. I ruined your joke.
I'm calling bullshit.
That's funny as hell, though.
Really?
That nigga called bullshit.
Nigga,
Those
what?
the number. That was fantastic.
Nigga, a sub-city under a fucking airport. Get the fuck out of here.
Literally, if we ever go into like,
how you gonna build a city under some place?
I don't know. You know, there's like multiple rumors about like little underground cities.
Fuck out of here. No, I just heard about these things called speakeasies.
That's a bar.
No, you go to places and like they're like you gotta like know somebody to get in and you gotta be like, what's the code word? Shuffles.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Those were bars during Prohibition.
Speakeasies?
Yeah.
But you say that there's whole cities under airports?
What to do with underground cities?
I don't know. I'm dumb, nigga. I don't know shit.
The reason why I know that's possible is because on No Conspiracies, when we were dropping bombs in Asia, there were certain cities that the bombs were so bad, they tunneled underground and made whole cities for like tens, like dozens of people were living underground because we were bombing everything. Like Anthony Bourdain, this was another thing on Unknown Parts. He interviewed a guy who the first 6 years of his life he was in complete darkness. He said he couldn't see his mom.
Bane? He was born
funny.
in the darkness. I was born in the darkness.
Can you imagine the first 6 years of your life playing was just running up and down these like dimly lit, pitch black things, and your mom couldn't see you unless she was like this close to you.
I would assume that your eyes wouldn't work properly when you got to the light.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up. But I know
Wow.
it's definitely possible because people have done that in desperation.
Niggas
Not
have done that in the projects. You get broken, you can't pay the bill. Nigga, it's just
you
dark. That's
underwater.
just life.
You just go underground.
Yeah.
So they're saying that
Woo.
the Denver airport has tunnels and all this stuff.
Well, then why don't they just go and send somebody under there to see? Be like, nigga, is it a city down here?
It's
Nah.
secret. You just call. Hey guys.
Are there people living in the city?
No, apparently it's for like secret meetings, and if everything goes to shit in America, certain like elite people will go down there. There's like a bunch of like
I feel like niggas
whisperings.
never want to stop building secret clubhouses.
It's,
That's all that is.
this
It's a
whole
fucking
our whole
clubhouse.
life is about exclusivity. It's
Think
about
about it.
I'm
When
doing
you're a
this and you
kid,
can't,
when you're a kid and you're in the living room, what'd you make with the couch? A fort.
and nobody allowed. But
Yeah, if you had a backyard, you made a tree house. Like niggas always.
all we want to do is leave people out. That's kind of messed up.
Men grow up, we get into houses. What do we get when we have a house? A man cave.
I hate man caves. So get this. If
There's
you-
more.
There's a bunch of more. There's like this is one of the biggest internet theories actually. If you fly over the Denver airport, the layout of the terminals actually kind of looks like a swastika.
What the? God damn it, Patrick. What?
It's a lot.
What? A
It's a lot.
swastika? So do you think if they were going to do this, they'd really show everybody that this is what it is?
That's my main thing
Oh,
about
they got us. We
conspiracies.
put a swastika.
It
in
seems
there.
like I don't know why. If I was trying to keep something secret, I would leave like a bread crumb of clues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, just like how that's my whole theory on like the Illuminati. People be like Illuminati. I'm like, nigga, if the Illuminati does exist, it's the worst secret society ever. Popular as fuck.
Right? Let's put imagery in rap videos.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, why?
What the fuck? Like.
But maybe if that's what all the kids are watching, I guess it makes total sense. Also,
So you really believe that there is?
I didn't say I believe any of this.
Would you bring it to the forefront? Give us your opinion.
I just want you guys to know. It's like I said about those Bigfoot documentaries. I will entertain this stuff, knowing that I don't believe it, but it's cool.
I actually heard a cool conspiracy theory about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I told you that one.
Did you?
I
No, you
know
didn't.
what you're about to say,
No,
and
didn't.
you told me
Let me
that
tell you
one.
what it is. They said apparently
died.
and he died on the basketball
I
court.
absolutely
you can
told
look,
you this.
You told me this?
Yes, I told
Did
you
you?
this. Yes,
Let me
and Quincy
pass it along.
Jones drove him to heaven in a
So
taxi
let me
cab.
tell the story. So this is apparently Patrick's story, but he put me up on this. Apparently there is a theory, and you can look it up on the internet, that the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is really a tragic story. Apparently when he got into the fight, because he's saying West Philadelphia, born and raised, when he
That
one day I got
court
into a fight. Yeah, so when he got into a fight, apparently them niggas had the blicky on him, and they killed this nigga. And then basically he goes to heaven. Quincy Jones is God in the taxi cab, and his mind and his vision was always for him to go to like live in like Bel Air in Los Angeles.
I'm so mad you hijacked my conspiracy theory to tell me my other conspiracy theory.
Here's one for you. That's mine. Shut up.
Here's a doozy.
So there's a city underneath the airport.
Yeah, it's like a network of bunkers and tunnels and stuff like that. Just on some like when the apocalypse happens and
Oh, so then only these upper echelon people can have access to it?
all this, it's just whisperings, like secret meetings down there and secret societies and all this stuff. Like,
But how can it be a secret society if there's no people down there?
well, when they have the meetings,
How do
people
they
come.
even get down there?
I don't. This is all the stuff we don't know. That's why it's
What else is
conspiracy.
down there? Tell me more. I know you have more information. Give me
All
more
right.
information.
Well, I'm not sure 100% what's down below the bunker. It's just been a couple of reports of ex-construction workers, right?
Mm-hmm.
But apparently there are a lot of demonic-looking gargoyles around the airport. A lot of them have been broken down into like certain symbolism. Like there's this
like
one.
statues of demons?
Yeah, like there's a statue of a demon in a suitcase that people have broken down to mean certain things. What?
There's a demon in a suitcase. What the fuck is? What,
It's actually pretty
you
funny.
fucking kidding me?
Look at it.
Are you a demon in a suitcase?
That's what they're saying. They're saying that it is a harbinger of something evil or nefarious. I like the word nefarious.
Nefarious is hard. That's a great word.
Yeah, or it's a fun piece of art. It's one of the
Okay.
two.
And what else is out there? So there's demons in suitcases.
Demons in suitcases, gargoyles, all that kind of stuff.
Gargoyle. What is a gargoyle?
Gargoyle is like what I just showed you. Those
So, but it's
stone
not like
things.
actual creatures down there. You're saying like
No, not like walking
sculpture.
around.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if
gargoyles.
this is a secret society. Apparently, there's some secrets down there.
So a fun one is the demonic horse that's outside. So apparently
It's a demonic horse.
There's a demonic looking horse outside. It's bright blue. It has dark red eyes. This is kind of creepy looking if you check it out. But the crazy thing about
Oh, that's scary.
it, right? But get this. The architect, the guy who was building it, was killed. Guess by what?
by what? Don't say a heart attack.
The horse.
Okay. God, Pat.
The horse's head fell off and killed the creator of it.
That's
So-
how he died for real?
That is how he died.
Well,
And they just slapped the horse back, the head back on.
They
It was
put the
like,
head back. How did the head come off?
I don't know.
So he built it. It killed him, and then they reattached its head?
It says the sculpture fell on him in the process of creation, and ultimately he died. The horse that killed its maker. Yep.
So there is a secret society under the Denver. I got to know this because I was planning on going to Denver next month. No, seriously.
Why is it-
Literally.
Well, you should check it because the horse's nickname is Blucifer.
That's fucking creative. If for nothing else, that just gave this whole story legs. Blucifer?
Horse legs.
Nigga, Blucifer? I feel like that should be like a Crip rapper's rap mantra.
That's
Blucifer?
funny. That's really funny. I didn't actually read that till just now. I didn't even know about that.
Blucifer is lit.
And then the last thing is there's just creepy murals around the whole thing. It's like there's one that's
Oh wait, Okay, wait. Okay, this is confusing me now. So that picture of that blue horse, is that something that everybody can see? Is this like around the airport?
it's in
is
front of
this
the
under?
airport. No,
The-
no. Nothing that I said is under the airport.
So there is in front of the Denver airport a blue horse with red eyes named Blucifer?
Oh, I would nickname Lucifer, yes. And the gargoyles are in the actual airport.
And the monkey in the suitcase is
that's a gargoyle, and yeah, that was all. That's all in the
Oh
airport.
shit, you just blew my head back a little bit.
I'm not
So-
talking about stuff that's allegedly.
Yeah, I
down
thought
there.
that's what you were saying. That
No,
all
no,
this
no,
stuff
no.
is. You're saying that this is actually at the Denver airport.
This
If I
is
go
all
to-
real. The conspiracy is
Why
that
is there a blue horse with red eyes?
I don't know, because it's the place of all evil. It's the root of all
I
evil.
absolutely believe that there could be different. Because I just don't understand why anybody would think that would be a good idea. A
I don't
blue
either.
horse with red eyes in front of this airport.
Well, it gets weirder.
There's
because
more?
It gets weirder. Yeah.
Fuck.
There's like these strange murals. One of them is like all the like a bunch of children from every ethnicity, and there's like rainbows and flags of like Judaism and like Africa and all these like flags of like different nationalities and religions and stuff like that. And then on the bottom, it looks like a Nazi soldier in a gas mask is like dreaming of all of this. And then in the corner is like a little letter from a kid who died in Auschwitz.
What the fuck? This is actually in the airport,
It's
bro?
all in the mural. These are murals in the airport.
How the fuck is this happening?
ID.
There's absolutely a city under this fucking
See
airport.
how I converted you in this
Fuck
little
ass,
time?
yeah, God.
It's just weird. There's like Freemason symbols
Wow.
in the stone of their of some of their like I don't know what those things are called. You know, those like little stones that have like little passages and dates and stuff. There's like straight up Freemason. There's just a lot of secret stuff. going on.
That's crazy.
It's
I
called
gotta
the
see-
New World Airport.
It's called the New World Airport?
I mean, on the internet, yeah.
Oh, I thought that was actually the name. Like I'm flying into the NWA.
Yeah. It's,
Ironically, that's NWA. Wow, that's crazy. No, that actually does give it legs and breath. I
Oh,
thought you was
wow.
coming up in there on some bullshit.
oh, wow.
Oh no, don't you do it, Pat.
I'm sorry. I'm actually reading the stuff around the Freemason imagery, and this is carved into stone. This is official. It says, wow. First of all, these guys, I don't know too much about masonry, but these guys are being referred to as Grand Masters. It says...
Grandmaster Flash?
Shut up.
With the Furious Five.
It basically says it names 2 Grandmasters as well as a mysterious group called New World Airport Commission.
Nigga, that's...
And that's in the stone at Denver's airport. They're calling it the New World Airport Commission. I don't know why I didn't lead with that. That's actually pretty
Yeah, what the
that's
your,
pretty
your
messed up.
delivery is the bullshit. You do know that. That's fucking crazy, and that does sound real because I can't overlook all of that stuff. Why is there a picture with a Nazi guy and a kid with a letter? Like, why is that good art?
I don't understand what any of that means. It's
Blue
really,
horse,
really
red
creepy.
eyes. Ain't that like something in the Bible or something like that?
The horsemen. I don't know if they're blue, but it's a lot of creepy stuff. If I missed anything, please keep us honest. If I missed
Nigga,
anything or said anything
you
wrong,
might have just canceled my trip to Denver. I was literally supposed to go to Denver next
look
month.
around, man. Look around. I mean, obviously it's still functioning and people aren't just going there and being possessed, but open your eyes, man. Open your
Yeah,
eyes.
we gotta make sure there ain't no flights from Denver ever just disappeared.
I feel like that would have made this list.
That was a doozy right there.
That was
Yes.
a doozy. I'm
Okay.
glad you liked it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, this
I like
I do
conspiracy
want to. I do
theories.
want to do this.
I want to talk more about these. I think we should cut this in half be topical topics, and the other 30 minutes just be
all
Because
conspiracy?
I could talk about that shit for a lot. Like, yeah, I could talk about Cardi B and the boy in the MAGA hat with the indigenous people, but I'd much rather talk about if Will Smith got popped on that fucking West Philadelphia
Not
basketball
even
court.
a good one.
I love it. Yo, make sure y'all hop in the comments and let us know you want more conspiracy, because DoBoy's all for it.
I want
like
more
it.
conspiracy.
I like it. I'm a dork, bro. I know you look at me like, yo, he's so cool. He got all the fucking chains and shit. He's a cool guy. But I'm a dork, Patrick. I am a dork.
absolutely know this.
I love corny shit.
This is
I'm
all
into it.
public access information.
So I definitely want to up it with the. So you got more conspiracies that are even darker?
I got endless.
Let's talk about the Bermuda Triangle next time, too.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to do that.
The dummy?
All right, Bermuda next week.
There we go.
Bermuda and Mandela.
That's really a thing, Mandela.
Bermuda and Mandela.
Bermuda Mandela. Make sure you hop in the comments. Let us know if you guys want
Yes,
more
sir.
conspiracy talk. Look, we had a great time here on another installment of The Internet is Undefeated.
Oh yeah.
Oops, I didn't mean to burp there, you guys. I'm sorry.
Oops, did you clutch your pearls?
I did. I was like, ooh, my God.
White woman named Daphne.
I'm sorry. Where'd you get Daphne from?
I don't- sounds like a pearl wearing.
It did. Yo, but we want to thank you all for supporting. If you do nothing else, please share the video, like the video, comment on the video, and please follow us on all social media platforms. My name has been DoBoy.
I am Patrick Cloud.
This has been The Internet is Undefeated.
The internet's undefeated. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What up? Thank you for tuning in to another installment of The Internet is Undefeated. Please like the video, share the video, hop in the comments, let us know what you think. If you just want to hear the audio, follow us on Spotify and Google Play. Peace.